Vincenzo'S Gold Crypto Investing, and another phenomenal update here on Bitcoin, as we had our little preview video come out a few minutes ago. As I spoke a little hashish and mutta. We went over yesterday. You can see this is our rising channel or falling channel that we're in, right? Oh, I got that locked. I need to unlock that real quick. This is our falling channel that we're in. And you can see we've had our upper resistance and our lower support right there. And then we're going to actually change the color. I don't like that. There we go. I kind of like that. You can see this is our rising or falling channel. Then we'll match that. Here we go. Looks similar. You can see we've hit upper resistance over here. We're going to clone this. We've hit upper resistance over here at $1.28. Then we got rejected with our industry exclusive perching tool. We're going to perch from the green fib circle. You see we got rejected at the $1.28 back on November the 13th. Then we came down to lower support at $1.02 on November the 16th. Then we got pumped up and rolled the 200-day moving average from the 19th. It got rejected and it kept hitting it as upper resistance to 200-day in green until the 25th of November, and then we had the great Thanksgiving flush, and then we got supported on lower support again on the 26th of November at the 93 cents, and then we double bottomed on the 92.5 cents with the same support line. Then we pumped and got rejected by upper resistance of the descending channel again for the first, second, now third touch on the line at $1.02. Then we came down under the 200-day again and flushed. And this is where we met our technical target that we were calling for quite some time of 72 cents right here. And then it overshot it on a huge wick, got bought back up, and now back tested the falling channel where it's hit it as resistance once, twice, 3 times, and held it as support once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and then a flush on the way back up. Now it holds it as upper resistance, because when it was in the channel it was lower support, but when it has to try to break back into it, it's upper resistance. Now got rejected, came back up, initially got rejected, straddled it, and then popped back in on the 8th, the 7th, the 8th of December, and then got over the moving average, and then hit the upper resistance again and got rejected, came all the way back down to lower support again at 81 cents, and then got supported, and then double bottomed about 10 days later on the 13th, and then got a nice pump, and then hit the overshoot. And that's why we have this support line at 92 cents. We've had that up there saying on any pump, this is your major upper resistance, and you're likely to get rejected if you ever try to pump up. That would be your first sell zone, and it hit it beautifully. See that? We hit our sell zone beautifully. As we zoom in now a little bit closer, we hit it exactly to a T, 92 cents. We've been emphasizing that. Now we're back down on the 200-day and back testing it just like back here where this was upper resistance on a fake out to the downside. This is lower support now when it used to be upper resistance back there. And the other 4 times we just went over, if it slips back into here, you're coming back down to the 79 cent mid ground of this support box we put in yesterday when the price was in here. We said it'd probably come up here and get rejected. It had a little fake out, and that's why we had this here. Now if you trade back in, you're going to get into this 72 cent white support box, and then if you fail it, you're going to come down to 72 cents in your lower support again. So this is a critical area for XRP. If you cannot hold this 200-day moving average in green and this lower support that you're hitting now, you're going to trade right back into this white support box. And then if you can't hold it, you get rejected, then you'll flush real quickly back down to lower support at about 72 cents. But the price has moved. It's a little bit lower now. Let's go to today. Actually, that is today. About 71.5 cents, right? And then you got your mid-ground support in your white support box, right? Although I don't know why this isn't white. We need to change that. This is supposed to be a white support zone. And that's this zone right here, right? And the mid ground of that is where we have our little marker at 79 cents. So that's what we're looking at in XRP. You can see it played beautifully out to what we thought we had going on there. And now as we go into XLM, let's see what's been going on in here. You can see we had a little pattern that we were playing out. Look at how beautiful this little pattern that we had played out beautifully. I mean, we couldn't have diagnosed, sniffed out, and detected this any better. You can see we drew this pattern here when the price was right there. We said wave 1 would come down to about the 20, what is this? The 24.5 cent, get supported, trade back up, get rejected up here, come back down for number 3, back on the lower support of the 24 cents. And then if it doesn't hold it, then it flushes down all the way through on an overshoot, fulfilling the pattern that we're in back here. And if you say, well, what pattern are you talking about? This is the pattern we're talking about. And this is what led us to believe that that could be the way we're going to fill this pattern out right here. And we wanted to keep you out ahead of the competition and out ahead of the market manipulators with this pattern. That's why we did it, I think 3 or 4 days ago, the day Friday when we were driving back. So we're going to show you this. This is your, we're going to use orange. This is your upper resistance in a descending triangle. This is your lower support in the same area. And this was the pattern that you were in on a bearish continuation pattern. And we felt like, or I felt like, we were fulfilling this move. And this would be the targeted move, right? Oops. If we go from the top to the bottom of the descending triangle to the point of a potential breakout, and that gets you right over to here, right? Well, here's what we need to do real quick. These are annoying. We need to go into here. We need to get rid of that. And we need to get rid of that. And then we need to go delete. Delete. These things get all cluttered. When you have these, delete. But you can see what we thought we were in, this descending pattern or triangle right there. And we thought we were going to have a targeted move to the downside, right? We're just cloning these. And you can see we've had our upper resistance right here. See that? Clone this. We got our potential targeted move down here at 18 cents. See that? But you can see what we've diagnosed, sniffed out, and detected for you is we've had this descending triangle where after this flush, when we broke down at the 32 cent ring, you had your big wick and your buyback up. Then you had your upper resistance once, your lower support once, your lower support twice, your upper resistance twice, your lower support 3 times, your upper resistance 3 times, now 4 times. This is a descending triangle, and that's why back here we diagnosed, sniffed out, and detected this bearish continuation pattern and thought we would fulfill it by getting supported down here, getting rejected again on a little fake out, and then flush. And your targeted move out of this pattern to the downside would be down here at 18 cents. And then we thought there'd be a quick buyback and start to come back up to this ring, and then maybe back up to this ring after you back test, come down, hold support, and then come back up. Just like XRP had a flush similar to this on a continuation to the downside, and XRP continued to the downside. But you can see we've been playing the rings. We flushed through the ring, came back, got supported on the 32 cent ring, came up to the moving averages, got rejected, came back down to the same ring, and then flushed. Then you back test it, get rejected, come down to the next ring, get bought back up, back test 1, rejected, support by the 200-day, back test 2, rejected, flush through the same ring, you got supported here, flush through the next ring, right? See how you're playing the rings? So that's what I think you're in an XLM, and that's what we're going to keep watching for to see if this pattern does break down. And if we zoom in here and isolate a little bit closer to get a better understanding of this, what you got to look forward today is you're back below the descending triangle. You're within the triangle again, so that's bearish. I think you're coming down here to our target that we had down here at the, we don't have a price target, at the 22 cents. That's where I think you're coming down to today. You're back within this triangle, bearish, back below the 200-day, the 50-day, and the 100-day in green, red, and blue respectively, and they're all downtrending. That's bearish. I think you're coming down here today. So at the 24.5 cent level, and from current price, that would be a swift 5.69% flush. Like, subscribe, and share to Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. On the next update, we're going to get into Bitcoin, DENT, and some of the altcoins. Peace and love. Peace and love.